everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that should be at the core of every American's understanding of history, Juneteenth. It's more than just a holiday, it's a symbol of freedom, delay, resistance, and Black joy. And if you think this is just about Texas or just about barbecues, I promise you're in for a powerful story. Let's rewind. We all know slavery was one of the darkest stains on America's history. For over 250 years, millions of Africans and their descendants were enslaved, bought, and sold like property, forced to work under violent and inhumane conditions. Generations of Black people were born into chains, stripped of names, languages, and rights. And when the United States was formed, slavery wasn't just tolerated, it was protected by law. By the 1800s, the country was split. The southern states depended on slavery to fuel their economy, cotton, sugar, tobacco, while the North was slowly moving toward abolition. Tensions kept rising until it exploded into the Civil War in 1861. Now here's where most people think freedom came in. The Emancipation Proclamation. On January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued the order saying all enslaved people in Confederate states were to be free. But here's the truth. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't instantly free anyone. The Confederacy didn't recognize Lincoln's authority, so the reality was, unless Union troops showed up and enforced it, enslaved people stayed enslaved. And that brings us to June 19th, 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. On that day, Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas. He came with troops and an announcement: slavery was over. He read General Order No. 3, which stated that all enslaved people in Texas were free. Let's be clear, Texas was one of the most remote slaveholding states. Many enslavers purposely didn't tell their enslaved people about emancipation. They wanted to squeeze out one last harvest, one more season of labor before freedom became unavoidable. So for the people in Galveston, this was the first time they were officially told they were free. And imagine that moment, after generations of bondage, after being treated as property, after having freedom delayed over and over, finally, freedom had a face, a voice, and a date. June 19th, Juneteenth. But here's the thing, freedom didn't mean equality. Not then, not now. After emancipation, Black people in the South were met with new systems of control: sharecropping, Black codes, Jim Crow laws, voter suppression, violence from groups like the KKK, and the rise of mass incarceration. But the goal remained the same: keep Black people at the bottom. Even so, Black communities found ways to celebrate Juneteenth. As early as 1866, they held gatherings with food, music, and church services. They turned Juneteenth into a time of joy, reflection, and pride. It was a way to claim our space in a country that tried to erase us. It was resistance in the form of celebration. And for decades, Juneteenth was kept alive by Black families, Black churches, and Black communities, especially in Texas. In fact, Texas was the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980. But it wasn't until June 17, 2021, that Juneteenth became a federal holiday, signed into law by President Joe Biden. It took 156 years. But make no mistake, Juneteenth wasn't handed to us. We fought for it. Activists like Opal Lee, known as the grandmother of Juneteenth, spent years campaigning, marching, and educating the public about why this day mattered, and it still matters. Because the truth is, freedom was never given, it was demanded, and it was delayed, and it was earned with blood, faith, and resilience. Juneteenth is a reminder that even when justice comes late, it still has power. To call to remember the past, recognize the present, and push for a better future. And yes, Juneteenth is a celebration. It's cookouts, family reunions, music, poetry, dancing, storytelling. It's red drinks and red velvet cake, symbolizing the blood that was shed and the strength that was carried forward. But it's also a time to educate, to organize, and to reflect. Juneteenth isn't Black history, it's American history. If we're going to truly move forward as a nation, we need to stop running from the truth. We have to learn it, speak it, and honor it. So when you celebrate Juneteenth, know what it's really about. It's not just about what happened in 1865, it's about what still needs to happen today. Equality, justice, protection, and opportunity for Black people in this country. We're not just commemorating freedom, we're continuing to fight to make that freedom real. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you learn something, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and remember, Black history isn't just in February, it's every single day. Happy Juneteenth.